What effect does project-based learning have on student outcomes in maths? Justification. After initial surveying of the Year 3 and 4 hub, we found that a large percent of our children had negative feelings about how they feel about maths now and even in the future. My aim is to strive to build confidence in my students and design a mathematical program that is safe for the children to take risks and express their feelings. I will do this by making a number of changes to my practice. Firstly, I want to change to problem solving. I will do this through project-based learning. PBL is a comprehensive approach designed to engage students in the investigation of authentic problems and is based on teaching and learning within the class environment. Secondly, I'm going to change my groups from ability grouping to mixed ability grouping. Wendy Dent conducted research around how maths grouping inhibited the mathematical growth of some students. Her research highlighted that students felt inequality in the opportunities they were given depending on the group's ability. She trialled a problem-solving approach with flexible grouping, resulting in a significant gain in student achievement data. Her data bucked the usual downward trend at year 4 to 6, not only of achievement but also engagement. Zefsenbergen's study indicated that different practices students were exposed to empowered the top group and marginalised the lower groups. They felt this restricted their future successes and participation in maths. Communities affected by my change. Parents and whānau will need to be involved as they may be ill-informed of the benefits of project-based learning. They need to be assured that the projects are going to be carefully planned, managed and assessed to develop their children's 21st century skills. When talking to parents about maths, they struggle with the methodology of the numeracy project and how we teach the students to make sense of numbers. They seem to relate to the more traditional teaching and learning of maths. Now, with a change to a problem-solving approach in mixed ability groups, we will need to share research behind our change in practice and provide evidence of positive results. Some parents will be needing reassurance and guarantees that their students' academic progress is not going to suffer due to the changes in their learning. Students will be surveyed and weekly reflections will be completed along the journey. There will continue to be workshops to give the children the math skills needed to problem solve. Student data will need to be closely monitored to measure trends. Children who lack the skills need to stay focused or struggle with self-regulation will need to be closely watched. There will be children who will need to be guided and explicitly taught some of the skills needed in this new way of learning. Step-by-step scaffolding and problem-solving process will need to be put in place. Colleagues, as a staff, we'll need professional development and guidance in this new way of thinking. Some of the senior teachers have already started this practice so they can guide us over any hurdles we may come up against. As a staff, we will need to discuss ways of enhancing our mathematical outcomes, and it will be important to ignite professional dialogue and reflection. Cultural responsiveness. We as educators should use the methodology of the whanaaniatanga, which means connecting and fostering relationships with the iwi and community. Our learning activities should build relationships, community, collaboration, group work, unity and togetherness. So in this way, the PBL approach could integrate these factors more naturally to engage our Māori students. These students could focus on and foster the principles of kaupapa in the Māori community. My problems I create could have a native New Zealand theme which would benefit my students. The model of inquiry I've chosen is the spiral of inquiry. The fundamental purpose of the teaching as inquiry cycle is to achieve improved outcomes for all students. The spiral of inquiry is geared towards making sure that our response to student needs is effective. It expects us to adopt a curiosity mindset, to identify what is going on for learners and to develop some hunches about what is leading us to this current situation before deciding what to do about it. Step 1, scanning. Taking a wide perspective on learning, not just focusing on the academic learning, which is easily measured, but also on the well-being and engagement of my students. Focusing. Where are we going to concentrate our energies to make the most substantive difference? What's going to be manageable for us and what changes do we expect to see? Developing a hunch. Some children saw themselves as bad mathematicians and had a fixed mindset on how they would achieve in maths. This was often influenced by the groups they were put in maths and the experiences they'd had at school. New learning, what are we hoping to see? Students having an increased stamina and perseverance in mathematical activities due to a growing confidence in their own abilities. Taking action. Firstly, I will survey the children. Then I have to create a bank of possible authentic problems, keeping in mind the key mathematical ideas we want the children to know and use. Some aspects of our teaching will need to remain the same and taught in workshops. We need to create a learning environment where maths buddies are used rather than grouping and where children are safe to share ideas. Clearly describe the rights and responsibilities of the individual learner and the group learner. Checking, have we done enough of a difference? This will be done through observation, reflection, feedback, gathering evidence, continuing to engage with the whānau and learners through the process of surveys and reflections, and of course, celebrate success, and continue to collect our data in all different ways. It is important to move back and forwards throughout the spiral, collecting further information and evidence as when needed and required, because this spiral is not a linear process but ongoing.